What's going on, my peoples? Look, real quick, you see the A, right? I gotta give a quick shout out to my alma mater. By the time you see this, they had just been crowned national champions. That's what I'm talking about. Roll Tide, all day, every day, SEC, baby. But look, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to part 4 of a series I'm calling Stress. Part 1, we talked about stepping back, self-analyzing, self-assess. Part 2, we talked about talking it over with our circle of counsel. Part 3, we talked about recommitting to the plan. And in this episode, this part, we are going to be talking about executing, right? This is what gets results at the end of the day, right? Being in 2 Olympic Games and many different world championships, you don't become a medalist. You don't get to that certain point if you do not execute. Everything comes down to execution, right? Everybody wants someone who is going to be able to finish what they started, right? I remember when I used to train, right? When I was in Altus, my coach, shout out to Stuart McMillan, he used to do our training program in 3-week cycles. The first week, it will kind of be an introduction to what we're going to do that week. Introduction to the amount of intensity that we're going to put forth, introduction to how much reps we're going to do, and how much we're going to be putting up in the weight room. Just an introduction to what the cycle is going to look like. So even though we weren't going easy the first week, but we were kind of setting the tone. But best believe when the second week came, everything that we did in the first week was getting amplified up. We were getting more intense. The reps were going up. The speed was getting faster. Everything was picking up, honestly. And now even thinking about it, the sun in Phoenix got a little bit hotter on the second week. But it's interesting because before we even started the cycle, my coach and I would sit down and say, look, by the time we get to this week, we want to be able to do this amount of rep. We want to hit this speed. We had a breakdown of where we were trying to get to, right? And we knew it was going to take some time to get there, right? But I knew that if I executed the first week, then the results would come the second week and I'd be able to do more. I'd be getting faster. My endurance would be, and I knew looking back now, the type of athlete that I was, I needed something to work towards. I needed certain time to work towards, something that I could hold on to that will get me and push me past those tough days. I needed something to help push me and propel me in a positive direction. What am I saying? As you have recommitted to the plan and you're doing your best to execute and you're in this stage every single week, write out where and what you are trying to accomplish each week. In a month from now, what are you trying to get to? What are you trying to achieve from a month from now? And every week you work towards something that is going to get you to the end result each month. And every single day you wake up and you execute. You may not feel like doing it one day, but remember where you're trying to get to. Execution is the one thing that will get us to the results that we see. When developing a specific plan to deal with our stress and to handle anything, we are not going to conquer and overcome it all in one day, but we can break each day up, each week up, each month up. We will not be able to do everything all in once, but you best believe if we break it up a little bit, the stress is not as high because we always have enough to take care of what's in front of us. We always have enough to focus and to conquer the day that is in front of us. Every day isn't always going to be easy, right? But if we break up each day, we relieve some of the stress. It's only when we think about days that aren't even here yet that our mind starts to create situations and circumstances that we haven't even lived yet. But if we can break up each day, then we have enough strength to conquer each day. Execute today, and when tomorrow comes, you execute tomorrow. If you have been watching this long, then do me a favor and head down and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. If you haven't seen the previous videos before, then go back and watch part 1 all the way up to this one. Hey, thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next week for part 5 of the series, Stress.